Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Ask Luke series. This is a tough question from Dan Bowden, a friend of the show, a good friend of Paul's. He asks, what is the single most negative thing that has happened to West Ham in the Premier League era that has stopped us progressing as a club? It's a really good question. You know, I had to do a bit of research on some of the things that I feel have hurt me. There may be more that I've forgotten, and you guys can put that in the comments and we may make more videos on this topic. It's very hard to put it down to just one, but I think if we start from sort of when I was younger, okay, so I can't really put the bond scheme or anything like that because I was too young to sort of know what that had on the impact on the club and stuff like that. So clearly the first one around that sort of late 90s, early 2000s was the relegation season. We built something fantastic there and we had a good side. And I believe if we would have survived that year, we probably would have gone on and done some okay things. I'm not saying we would have won FA Cups or anything like that, but I think it would have stabilised a bit, and we would have had a good team. And it's always what a common theme is on most of this video will be is we didn't build on it. We didn't build on it. We didn't build on it. You could go back to the Harry season when we finished 5th and look at that and go, okay, that was a fantastic football team we had there. Rio was there, Frank was there, Joe was just coming through, Paolo Di Canio was arguably one of the best players in the Premier League at the time. We had a decent, solid defence, decent goalkeeper. We had finished 5th, which is, we may go and do that this year as well. And listen, let's hope we finish 4th. But even if we finish 5th, would be fantastic to equal our best Premier League finish. But again, we didn't rebuild, did we? We stagnated. So we went down, we come back up. We arguably, Pardew built something, again, even better with that young, dynamic team that got to the FA Cup final. Dean Ashton, Rio Coca, Anton Ferdinand, Elliot Ward, Danny Gabidon. Some really, really top young players in there at the time. Dean Ashton's injury was massive. It was a massive blow for us. What could he have become? If we're talking incidents in our past, when he came to West Ham, he was sensational. Arguably one of the focal figures that got us to the FA Cup final. And I think he would have gone on, and easily got to 150 Premier League goals, if not more. And would have been England player. We would have been a top England player, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And I think that was a massive blow for us as a club. And again, not building on a great FA Cup final year. Do you know what I mean? Just before that, the Icelandics as well. The Icelandics did spend a hell of a lot of money. Lundberg, Dyer, Craig Bellamy. They brought in, obviously, Scotty Parker, who's one of my favourite players. I think the Icelandics' heart was in the right place. I genuinely do. Listen, there was maybe a bit of excitement from Eggert when he was bringing in these players, like, oh yeah, we can get this one, without sort of the scouting side of it. Listen, Scott Parker was a success, whatever you think. But I think maybe some of them were stung a little bit, and obviously we're still slightly feeling the effects a little bit of it now. But them going bankrupt, I think, was unfortunate. One of the only owners to go bankrupt. I think they would have tried to build something really, really special there. I do. I think their heart was in the right place. I think they was real football people. But again, just unfortunate what happened. Then obviously the takeover of Gold and Sullivan. Listen, in the long term, they've ripped the heart and soul out of this football club. They really have. They can say that they saved us. Maybe they did. Maybe they did save us financially. But anyone who would have took us over really are not going to see an asset go down, are they? Unlikely. I think there's a few people would have, kept us up and kept the money flowing. But they really have ripped the heart and soul out of this football club. You know, they're responsible for us moving from our spiritual home. You know, all the pundits will say, get over it. But we would have been able to get over it if, again, back to what I keep saying, we built on it. We built on it. We were promised, again, the rhetoric, we're bored of repeating it now, but you have to in the context of this video. World-class team, world-class stadium, world-class manager, world-class, blah, 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 blah. Okay. None of that's been delivered. And even if we do get Champions League football this year, it's nothing to do with them. It's down to amazing coaching from Moyes, who's got every last drop out of that team. You know, he's turned average players into decent players. He's turned good players into great players, and great players into potentially world-class players in players like Declan Rice. So them taking over is a massive thing, definitely in the Premier League era. Like I say, a few honourable mentions. Obviously, Dimitri Payet leaving. Again, why? Potentially because of us not building. Obviously, there are the alleged rumours of what was going on in his personal life. But again, did it heighten the fact, you know, we didn't go and get Lacazette that summer. We didn't go and get Baka or someone like that to really show Dimmy that we were going to go for it again. You know, we were so close to Champions League football that last season at Upton Park. And, you know, a guy in my work says it, he's an Arsenal fan. He goes, that season you moved into the London Stadium, that was your one and only chance to, before, you know, all the things come out about the stadium was a bit crap and, you know, it's not really a football stadium. Before anyone knew all of that, we had a real excitement and a real good buzz about us as a club. And it was at that point they should have gone out and got what they needed, but they didn't. They didn't. And, you know, we're never going to have that opportunity again. Yeah, like I say, there's a few things. It's very hard to pick one. Obviously, the GSB protest, the GSB, you know, the stuff that's gone on in the London Stadium. It's slowly turning in terms of the performance and the way the team is being built, but that can so easily be undone. Let's say, for example, let's forget Champions League from it. If we finish there, it's unbelievable. Let's just say we get Europa League this season, right? And we qualify straight into the group stage. None of this Astra-goo-goo stuff. Straight into the group stage. They have to build. They have to build a squad that's capable of competing on both fronts. And not just fill it with Gökhan Touré's, Simone Zazas, Fagoulis, etc. I quite like Fagouli, actually. But you know what I mean? There needs to be a real plan now, and actually a plan that they're going to take forward. You know, okay, we finished fourth, finished fifth this year. Well done, West Ham. Next year, we won't finish fourth or fifth. However, we need to be sitting in the top 8 for most of the season to consistently start building, seeing a plan, do what Leicester did, you know, do what Everton do, you know, gradually keep building as a club. I think that, yeah, there you go, Dan. If I have to sum it up, the biggest negative thing that has happened to West Ham over the Premier League era, and probably people like Kent Hammer who watch this video and all the older guys that watch this video will all say the same. It's not a specific incident. It's the fact that we don't build on good things. We never ever go, okay, that was good, but let's go again. That was good, let's build on it. Like Liverpool, loads of great seasons building up to it. You know, the Gerrard slip season when Suarez was there. Klopp had loads of, you know, just touching the thing. And then, you know what? I need a £70 million goalkeeper. I'm not saying West Ham are going to buy a £70 million goalkeeper, but you know, in like sort of our terms. And we need to go and buy Van Dijk, then we'll win the league. And he did it. I'm not saying West Ham are ever going to win the league, but I'm saying we should consistently be competing, not finishing every year, but competing. Every year, from now on, we should be competing in that top 8 and top 7 places. We may finish 9th, we may finish 10th, But up to, say, the last 10 games, we should be right in there in the mix every year, trying to stay there. Listen, this is not me, deluded West Ham fan. I understand that the last sort of 4 years has been relegation fights, but it's time for that to change now. I want us to be regularly safe by February, regularly, you know, looking at Declan Rice and looking at Jesse Lingard going, we're going to keep them here. We're going to do what Leicester do. If Leicester, you know, Leicester sold Mahrez, Leicester sold Maguire, Leicester sold Danny Drinkwater, Leicester sold Kante, to name a few. But they go again. They don't rest on their laurels. They go and get Soyuncu in. They go and get Ndidi in. They go and get Fofana, who's been absolutely incredible. They go and get Justin in. They go and get a Jose Perez in. If we do go and sell Declan Rice and Soucek, which at some point will happen, it's got to be rebuilt properly again. We have to be the one going to find Tielemans. We need to be the ones going to find Wilfred Ndidi, to name a few. You know, I always pick on Leicester because I believe Leicester sell and buy so well. They've lost so many fantastic players, but they're always replaced by brilliant players that will go on and do fantastic things. So yeah, the one negative thing is the fact that we never ever build, mate. We never ever rebuild, and we always rest on our laurels. Hopefully that changes. We haven't got much longer left of GSB, but you know, if they want to leave any sort of legacy, I'll never ever forgive them. But if they want to leave any sort of legacy, they will try to build on this season so that when they do hand over the keys one day, we can say at least they've left us with a decent side to go forward. Remains to be seen. I don't think they will do that, but if they've got any heart or any We Are West Ham fans, we shall see. Anyway, guys, let me know what your single most negative thing is that's happened to West Ham in the Premier League here, or ever. It's very hard to dissect it down into one because they all sort of loop into one. Yeah, thanks for watching. Get your questions in for next time. Comment your words. Keep believing. Let's go.